Hello and welcome to the Paranormal Sideshow. I am your host, John Edwardson, joined as always by my lovely wife, Stacey.
Hello.
And we want to welcome you, no matter where you're coming to us from. If you're watching us on some Intrigue TV, on some paranormal television, some paranormal TV for the cool kids. Mm-hmm. If you're watching us on the tube of you, saying, hi, how you doing? And hitting that like and subscribe and all that good stuff that you need to do.
Leave a comment.
Oh, God. Leave a comment unless you want us to send horrible demons after you. And we really wouldn't do that. Well, I wouldn't, but, somebody might. But, wherever you're watching us, thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope that you are about to love what we're bringing you. If you're listening, don't worry. I'm thinking of you too. Mm-hmm. And we love you just as much. But all kinds of kooky goodness has happened. Bloody goodness, Stacey.
Yes.
Bloody goodness. Kind of like that. I don't know if you could see it. I don't know if the makeup girl was able to cover it up or not. But I may have a few little boo-boos on my face from a bloody good time I had at wrestling. That's right. My alter ego, Mr. John Hawkins, that other guy that looks just like me and uses a stage name.
Right.
He got in some weird death match thing this past weekend. And yeah, I thought you would like it since it said death. But it may have looked a little bloody. But dig that red suit.
Very nice red suit. I do like the suit.
Mm-hmm. I figure you did. Was it better than my Scarefest suit?
Oh,
Scarefest suit being...
No, I think I like the Scarefest one the best.
Yes, so the Scarefest suit...
You really fit in that one.
For those of you in Radioland, mind you, the Scarefest suit was my carny bark is what I like to call it. My carnival barker suit, right? Mm-hmm. And it's just, I give everything a name. Inanimate objects all have a name in our house because I'm a weird person. That's okay, though. I'm cute. And cute-ish, like with what I say and, stuff like that. So anyway, carnival barker or red suit, which one?
The carnival barker. Definitely.
Really?
Yeah, you look so good in that.
Oh, man.
The eyeliner.
Was it the eyeliner?
It was the eyeliner.
I can't believe you even brought the eyeliner up. I can't believe you did that to me. Listen, all of our wonderful patrons, we want to say hi and thank you so much, from the Jeffrey Carters to the non-Jeffrey Carters. I see Jeffrey, I just want to say hi to you, buddy. We want to say thanks so much. And you're getting a special treat because you being a good boy. That's right. No, you are getting special treats. All of our patrons, what we're doing for you, well, you get double dose. That's right. You're getting the mega episode. So after we go off the air for the Muggles, and we love the Muggles too, all of you patrons get the rest of the story.
You do.
I would do a little Paul Harvey there, but I hardly have it. I've never been able to do the Paul Harvey voice.
No, that's a difficult one.
Yeah.
Very specific.
I think it's because I was too young, and it reminds me of smelling bologna sandwiches, which have a very distinct smell. I hated bologna sandwiches for lunch, but I remember my dad always listening to Paul Harvey's, at lunch, right? Mm-hmm. Around lunch.
I don't know. My parents listened in the car all the time.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was around lunch. And he would always have like the bologna and cheese. And I hated bologna. And I hate American cheese. So, which So you were just you don't even particularly like bread that much. No, you're not. So, not a big fan of it anymore.
You're not
I don't mind.
You're definitely not a bologna sandwich guy, are you?
Hot, fresh rolls. But listen, if you are listening to us, you need to go to YouTube. You need to go to YouTube and subscribe and love us and like us and all that good stuff. If you're watching, why not go on over in the car? Why not go at a friend's house and say hi? Have you ever listened to John and Stacey? Because let me tell you why. There's a bunch of crappy podcasts out there that is not us. All right? So I will keep saying that improperly. I even said that inappropriately. But listen, we are available anywhere they have things. And wherever they have things and you subscribe to things, it's a good time to subscribe to us there. I don't care if it's iHeartRadio or Apple or Google or Schmeagle.
Spotify.
Schmeagle loves it, and so does Gollum. So Spotify, Pandora's Box, Audible, yes, Audible, all those places, especially the et ceteras. So we've got those all over the place. Patreon.com/Paranormal Sideshow. That's how you support a wrestler. I mean, that's how you support a podcast, paranormally speaking. And that's how you get us to show up here every week. Because God knows it ain't nothing else. I mean, except our burning passion that we've had for so many years. You know, and that's something I'm going to talk about right now. So this is a little funny. As you know, because, you know, you're privy on these things.
Mm-hmm.
You are. You're very privy.
I'm privy.
You're the privviest person I've ever seen. That's why I'm married to
No.
you. So, because we're strange. Well, again, she's strange. I'm just a little bit, like, odd. You know, I'm not full on strange. But, so,
Sure.
my list this week, I wanted to do 6 weird things. Kind of a get to know you for the weirdness. Now, some of you old school sideshow offs, you already know this, okay? Well, some of it. But have you ever known it all in one place at one time? I don't think so. This is some good stuff. This is some good thrillbilly stuff. So, yeah, let me tell you something really funny real quick.
Okay.
So I was talking about having a hillbilly guy turn bad guy. And a friend of mine said, yeah, he could be the hillbilly.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, Heel.
That makes sense.
It's the best thing I've ever heard in my life. Isn't that great?
It's going to happen.
That is awesome.
It's going to happen somewhere.
It is going to happen. I'm going to find a
We
random guy.
put it out in the universe now.
I'm on a random guy wearing overalls somewhere, and I'm just going to be like, you
Make him
want
the hillbilly.
the hillbilly. Arr. So, all right, 6 weird things. And this is moi. And, you know, she's the sidekick on all these weird things that have all been caused by her. And it's just, I've had to experience. Now, these are 6 things that, you know, we have a really weird life.
We do.
It's been weird for a very long time. We are surrounded by the paranormal at all times. And it got to me the other day, the real reason for this list, because I was thinking, you know, people don't have to deal with this stuff on a daily basis.
Not normally.
What got me thinking this way was Kyler. We were playing downstairs, and there was a knock that happened back in the bathroom area. I don't even think I even told anybody this. And I was like, hold on a second. And he goes, the knock? I was like, yeah. Now, Kyler's 4 years old, okay? I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay. And he goes down and keeps doing what he's doing. And that's when I started thinking, you know what? That happens to nobody else.
No.
Nobody else. Sweet Ariana, she was always that way. She was always like, oh, no, I thought I saw somebody walking up the steps. No big deal. You know, I mean, because it happens all the time.
Yeah. Oh, that door closed, and I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, or somebody told me something in the kitchen.
Right.
Which that one's happened recently. Like, what happened? Oh, I just heard somebody telling me to do things. Oh, okay.
Oh, is that all?
Bad things?
Okay.
No. Okay. All right. So some weird things and experiences still kind of give me the G Williker, you know, crazy stuff. Skyquakes. All right. So they call them all kinds of things. They call them sky trumpets. They call them Armageddon. All kinds of stuff, right? So if you go on, and this is different than mysterious booms. People always try to lump these together. Makes me mad. Like, I want to be the representative for mysterious booms and just be like, hold on a second. Mr. Booms over here says he has nothing to do with the trumpets. Nothing. And he's kind of upset that you disrespected him like that because he's some phantom sound. And you're lumping all the phantom sounds together, mister. So, I mean, come on. It's really different. I even believe one comes from above and one comes from below. And, of course, skyquakes. I don't have to. That'd really be the swerve right there. Skyquakes come from the ground. See? I don't know if you guys have ever seen the videos, okay, on YouTube. If you haven't, dear God, go check it out. We experienced it. Okay, and what it is, people, and there's no reason to call them sky trumpets. A proper name for it would be sky engineering sounds or sky work vehicles.
Mechanical noises.
Mechanical noises.
Something like that.
It's the worst sound ever. It's like mechanical gears and metal against metal.
Fingernails on a chalkboard.
You know what? Let's just let you hear it. This is a sample that's happened somewhere around the world. Just a sample of the sound somebody captured. See what I mean? Pretty crazy stuff. Now, we also have experienced this, and the end of it we captured, and we actually put it up on a YouTube video and got a bunch of views on it, actually. But you can take a look at that. It's a very cool thing, but we did experience, and that only furthered it. I was already into this at the time. It really bothers me because I feel like somebody has to know. And I always talk about it with mysterious booms, which also bother me. Mm-hmm. We're pretty sure we experienced a mysterious boom. We can't prove that one. We know we were living somewhere when one was reported up in Maine, but the skyquake also, sky trumpets or, pissed off angels, whatever, it all happened in Augusta, Maine. But there is a weird, ominous feeling. Have you ever been in an airfield when like a C-130 takes off and you just see this gigantic high-rise tower above you in the air and you realize how minuscule you are? And that's kind of the feeling that happens when these big rumbles or, these crazy sounds. And yes, it's very next level. I mean, high strangeness, so if you haven't jumped down that rabbit hole, it bothers me daily, and I'm always looking out for it. I'm always waiting for it because we've experienced it. But I think sometimes when you're drawn to something, that it's destiny. You know what I mean? Like, we're all drawn to certain kinds of music.
Right.
And there's some reason you like,
yes,
punk over country, or there's some
absolutely.
reason, we all have different tastes. Same thing with food. We all have different jams, man. And same thing in weirdness, right? We are not all going to love Bigfoot more than we love, demonic possession or whatever.
Right. Everybody has their favorites.
Everybody has their things. And Stacey and I have always fell on this side of unexplained phenomena. It's something that really excites us from the time we were kids and Time Life books. That's going to be the one we grab first because there's so much of it.
Right.
It kind of gets overlooked.
It does.
And it really bugs us both how much unexplained phenomena. And this is one of the big ones because we experienced it.
Right. Just how many things people can just be like, okay. And then it's like not worry about it.
Or the militaries, we checked with with mysterious booms. We checked with the airport.
They check with the geological service to see if there's earthquakes, and they check with all the military bases, and they check with any of the scientists in the area to see if anybody's running any kind of tests or anything like that.
And they checked with Farmer Odell to make sure that the cow
they check
wasn't
with any industrial places to make sure they
bovine
have
bucking going on.
Any, and then once everybody says, no, that wasn't us, they're like, oh, well, I guess we don't know what it is.
Yeah, if we get that.
And that's it. Then you never hear about it again.
Dude, listen, just this past week, you can go to a Reddit thread and you'll find someone that says, well, this happened. And then I checked Facebook and there was 5,000 people that heard the same thing. Somebody said they have no idea what it is. There was no register of an earthquake.
Right.
That's the big deal, but still yet there was a gigantic boom. So anyway, that's one, one of the big ones. I guess another thing that really always sticks with me, and it's been such a huge part of my life, has been random flashes from childhood. It's really overwhelming at times. And there's a lot of things that I've talked about, before, and there's things I covered in the book. But there's also things that I haven't really went into that far. And it's all very personal stuff to me. It's all very guarded. I treat it like such, so I'm always not ready just to come out and give the whole shebang, shabazzle, Hoppin' Fest Incorporated or whatever they said. Shamil, Shamazzle, do you remember?
I don't remember. Something weird.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But, it all has affected who I am now. And so I don't like to give people that creative freedom or license to even think about it too much. It's weird. It's a very personal stuff. So from those of you who've been around, the UFO experiences. There's no other way to put it. The abduction experiences or possible abduction experiences, I will say, and I think that's happened from that period, which is all just blips and, remembering voices and, at different times, actually. And being taken into the air, but not being scared about it, things like that. And remembering on Christmas, I remember it as Christmas, but maybe it was another night and I was just trying to make myself feel better, but having something going by my window and it was 7 foot tall, had to be because of where we lived. It had to be 7 foot tall to go by that window, but it was close enough to where I seen like the black outline shadow going back and forth.
Right.
Saw this go back a couple of times. And I remember thinking it was Santa Claus because of the way its head was.
Oh.
And which is a crazy thing.
It's a little
now,
bit weird. Yeah.
But it would have been more like a cone head type thing because it seemed like it had like some kind of thing on.
Right. Right.
And I was thinking, well, that's Santa. And maybe it was.
Isn't it strange how our minds cope with things when we don't understand? As children.
Yeah.
I mean,
it is. It is on all this stuff, actually. The way my mind coped with the stuff was that kind of thing, like an angel, Santa Claus. That's what I told myself on all that. You know, that's why I get so sad when I hear about bad stuff happening to kids.
Right.
And thinking about and this really, that's probably nothing makes me angrier, but I get so sad and emotional because I think about what those sweet babies are thinking of to, get themselves through hard times.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's absolutely. But the weird thing about this, later in life, I think it kept happening. I think that there was things happen that, you hear about multi-generational abduction experiences. And if I was to think for a second that my baby was messed with by aliens, I would be really upset, angered. But later on, I'm babysitting Ariana, who Ariana Melody's not so much a baby anymore. But, when she was a baby, about 14 years ago, 14 and a half years ago, when she was a little baby, I was watching her and I would watch her during the day. And, it was just her and I, and we were in the house, the black house that she named when we left because of it being haunted. It was a white house. And I always have to make that point.
Right.
But that was like one of the first big things she really dropped on us was, I'm glad to be leaving the black house. I mean, it's like a movie. She said that in the moving truck.
Yes.
No embellishment. That's how it happened. She was kind of a late talker because we did everything for her.
Right.
Late walker, late talker. I'm surprised she breathed. It's like, no, baby, we got that. It's okay. We'll take care of it for you. But she was just like, I'm happy to be leaving the black house. It's like, it's a white house, baby.
It's like, we're happy to be leaving too.
Now.
Yeah. That place was haunted.
Oh, God. Anyway, when I was watching her one morning, I had one of those experiences, and I've had several of these, but people will tell you, oh, well, you had there's so many different things for it, but sleep apnea, you're having one of those experiences. And so it wasn't that. I was laying on my belly, which makes that a little bit harder to believe for me, because when I did have it happen where I was like, okay, this is actually happening. I was on my back, and, so I could buy sleep paralysis on my back, but especially with the gasp, right? But every time it happened to me, it felt like I'd been hit with a dart. Like I knew what was going on. I could see, I knew what was happening, and I had to fight to be able to move. this particular morning, I can't remember everything that was said to me, but so help me God, I am laying there and I'm watching her, and we both take a nap together, because you know how it is when you have a baby. You sleep when the baby sleeps,
Yes,
or you
you
don't
do.
sleep.
Exactly.
So she fell asleep, and I was like, okay, and I'm a little baby. I'm sitting there upside her, and she's laying on her belly, and I lay on mine, and we're in the floor, and we got a blanket down or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Living room right in front of the picture window thing, and I wake up,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't all the way fully asleep. I mean, I really didn't think I was.
Right.
And you're light sleeping anyway when you have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a voice, but this voice wasn't calming. I didn't have to question if this was an angel or not. This was something I remember, like, like I remember it saying things. I remember it threateningly saying things. I remember it telling me, though, that there was a purpose and this and that, but I don't remember any details. I just remember there was a directive for me. I remember there was a purpose for her. I don't remember anything else. And I remember it laughing, because I was thinking what I'm going to do to you. And I remember getting a laughing and all this stuff. But man, when I got up from that and was able to move, I remember calling Stace, and I was really terrified on that, so a lot of stuff there, a lot of stuff to unpack. Like I said, there's stuff in our book about that stuff. We'll deep dive that one day. Mm-hmm. That day is not today, but it's one of the things that's always in my mind. Like shadow people, something me and Stacey have both been haunted by since 1997.
Yep.
Absolutely. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just big time crazy stuff. And it's scary. It's absolutely scary. The first, as we covered, last time, again, the event that we like to call it, the shadow person running through the house. From that time, though, it's been peekers. It's been little things running around our feet. It's been all that kind of stuff. And it's been with other people too, on investigations. And another thing that's really crazy for me is the evidence of epic proportions. Mm-hmm. I thought it was normal. Right. From starting on teams. I started on teams because Stacey and I tried finding one in 1998, 97. It was really hard to find, so we did things on our own. Mm-hmm. The first teams, early 2000s. And those first teams, it was like, oh, hey, John got 1,000 EVP. I mean, to be honest with you, I'd go out, somebody would get like, if we were doing EVPs with real cassettes, by the way, the micro cassettes and stuff. But I remember even early digis. Early digital recorders, somebody would get 3 EVPs and I would have 170. And that's no joke. It was just boom, 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 boom. It was, everything had a response. I thought that's how it worked. Yeah. We've been with other people, skeptics. We've been with people from the newspaper that decided, well, I got all I need. Yeah. And
about an hour into the investigation, well, I think I'm good now.
Had people leave the team because, well, that's all I need. I've seen what I needed to see. I'm looking at you, Tim. It's hard because that's what I have happen all the time, every day. That doesn't stop because we were not in an investigation. Tim and Wes and friends of ours, they used to say, well, we could probably put John in a room in the middle of a field. Right. And get all the same stuff.
We have tried that. We've gotten an EVP in the middle of a field.
It's nuts, It's weird, no matter where we go.
You'll even hear them if you're listening to the audio portion. You'll hear EVPs through the audio portion of the show. There's always something in there.
Always. And that is hard to deal with. It's very hard to deal with that and be a professional, have a Bruce Wayne job. It's hard doing that. It's hard separating those, but I do. I probably separate them too far sometimes, to Stacey's liking. She would rather us focus on that sometimes, but just something, even experiences that happen to people. I think of our daughter, Raja, and the fact that she has no care for anything but doing her readings. Readings by Raja, by the way.
There you go. Tarot readings. She's very good.
She's damn good.
Super talented.
Real good. I mean, you'll love it. If you've ever done a tarot reading, this will be better.
Yes.
So Raja, though, she don't care about going on investigations because of me. And, we've had some experiences. She's heard little demonic things running around a room around us. It really happened. Terrifying, horrifying. She heard things in the woods. Just scream
enough so that she's
5 feet away.
Not interested.
Yeah, she's
ever.
like, no, thanks.
Ever going.
And I talked about like the being held down, the ominous voice, and I honestly have to end it with the knocks. Mm-hmm. And that goes to the craziest thing. And man, I hate this. But have you ever experienced almost asleep and then you hear the really loud, just banging, 3 knocks? Now, I don't want to say it's 3 knocks because Beelzebub is coming to the door. I don't know why it's 3 knocks. It was always 3 knocks for me.
Right.
Maybe somebody's 1 knock.
Maybe that's, I'll say maybe that's specific for you.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he won't respond unless you do 3.
I've always had time prompt phenomena. Mm-hmm. And I've always had the 11-11s, the 3-3-3s, always. 1-11s. When it's happening, it goes for a couple days, and then it doesn't happen for a while.
Right.
But my daughter has that too. Same thing. Mm-hmm. And she'll tell her mommy about it. I won't know about it. She tells mommy everything. Mm-hmm. But mommy will tell me 1-11, 11-11, Ariana's doing it again. So really weird stuff, man. Mm-hmm. Is it all related? Probably.
Probably.
Is it demonic? Is it alien? Who knows? Maybe it's a huge world of, chance. I don't know. But at the same time,
coincidence.
Like I said, I wanted to do a little get to know you. So it's like, well, John and Stacey Edwards are new to our class today. They wanted to tell us a little bit about yourself, John and Stacey. And we get done, and everybody's like, "What is a ghost?" And it's like, "I want to go home, Mrs. Johnson."
About halfway through, the teacher's like,
"Yeah,
stop.
No, don't, little Johnny, don't tell him the Santa Devil story, okay? If you don't mind." Okay, Mrs. Johnson. Mrs. Johnson is a very good teacher.
Yes.
Unlike her son.
Right, who has various jobs.
Oh, all kinds of jobs. So anyway, that gets us through the meat, the taters. Now it's time for the real main event. If we're doing a 3-ring circus, I would have my whip going right.
No. Please don't encourage him to get the whip.
All right, no whip, but here's Stacey Edwards with paranormal news.
All right, so let's get to the news.
Let's.
Okay, so this first story is about the head of NASA.
Oh.
Ah, love that. So it's not Jim
Played a grand piano.
It's not Jim Brendenstein anymore. They've sworn in the new boss there. His name's Bill Nelson.
Good on you, Bill.
Recently, he made an appearance at the University of Virginia, and he was making some very interesting comments about UAPs and alien life.
Oh.
And supposedly, he talked about the Navy footage, the pilot footage, and how he talked to the Navy pilots that caught that footage and saw those things, and how, they have no idea what it was, that he said NASA has no idea what it is. There's obviously not an adversary on Earth that has that kind of technology that we know about, and how we know all the things that we already know that we don't know
not
what
a
it is.
human adversary on Earth.
Exactly. But he also went
Watch
on
your word and Bill.
to speculate.
You knew. I'll let you slide this one time.
He speculated about life beyond Earth, how we're searching for it, because we know that that's supposedly a big thing
Hopefully
now.
not as dumb as the life here.
Hopefully not. But he also went on to conjecture about how alien civilizations could be found in possibly a parallel universe.
Did he conjecture?
He's very open-minded about all of this, which is a nice change of pace.
We need to have him introduce us to his wife. How open-minded are you, Bill?
He says that there are even theories that there might be other universes, and if that's the case, who is he to say that planet Earth is the only location of life form
Who is he to say?
that is civilized and organized like theirs? Now, he's not claiming to have specific knowledge, outright, of other civilizations.
You know who did have knowledge?
Who's that?
That little snake in that tree that talked to that chick that time. And he was trying to give all that knowledge,
Right, right.
So it cause all kinds of stuff, stir up some crap. And so crazy thing about that, I found myself in a strange place. I was on a flat earther thing.
Oh.
Not because I wanted to be. Not
happened.
that there's anything wrong with that.
Right.
Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Exactly.
Live and let live. Don't freak out.
Right.
Flat earthers are like Britney Spears fans. Just, you start it off and just go, pew! Taylor Swift's even worse. But maybe not worse than the flat earthers. I almost said the fat earthers. That's a whole nother group.
That's totally different.
The fat earthers are just rednecks. They're just rednecks.
The problem is when you jump in a rabbit hole, you never know where you're going to land.
That's true. So listen, this rabbit hole, it was talking about NASA. And it said, did you know that NASA in Hebrew means to deceive? And I was like, well, that's interesting. I'm sure it's a lie. So I looked it up. Mm-hmm. And the weird thing was I found people going, no, not at all. It means to lift up. And it was kind of like the Vanilla Ice thing.
Right.
It was like, oh, no. We didn't steal that. Theirs goes, dun, 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 dun. Our goes, dun, 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 dun. And I was like, wait a second. So it's the same phonetic, or it's two different phonetics on the same letter.
Oh, I see.
And it's more like, what they're saying is Nashal.
And not I see.
Yeah, but it's spelled, like, listen, here's the deal. Some dude was looking through a big book of Hebrew and he's seen NASA to deceive. And it's NASA, like written out there. Now, it may be a different thing. It may mean something else. Problem is, it says NASA.
Right.
And to deceive. Now, I don't care if you've got your Motley Crues up here, your little dots and your little dashes and dots and dot matrices and all that crap. It's still kind of crazy. It really is. So any of you Hebrewian experts out there.
That's right.
Yeah, you know who you are. Mm-hmm. So, clue us in there. Let us know. Is there any way that somebody could have messed up there and or seen that and been like, oh, hey. And remember, NASA is usually dumb as a box of rocks anyway, so maybe they got it wrong.
Maybe.
They're like, hey, let's get something that says to see.
Then again, it's not like NASA, like mission patches and stuff. Don't they all have like little hidden things in them? Oh, my God.
They're great. They've got all kinds.
Yeah.
I love hidden item stuff. And like, I love the symbology. If there was not good symbology out there, can you imagine how crappy books would be? I mean, it gives us all kinds of stuff to have fun with. And yeah, NASA's got, baby, they're an all-seeing eye for all of us. And don't even get me started on Saturn right now. That's a whole nother. So
that's a new hole jumped in.
Mr. Nelson. Yeah, let's not talk about hexagons and eyes. It's a whole big black box of conspiracy. So he's all open. I mean,
it seems like
he's ready. Is. He's ready for this because he knows that during his administration, it's going to blow.
Something's going to happen. Clearly, he's not afraid of speaking about it either.
You remember when this Pope came in?
Right.
This Pope was like, well, we might be all right with having there's probably aliens.
Yeah, they would just be Catholic
aliens.
Clearly.
Yeah, there's probably aliens. And you know what? If you're watching this on Paranormal TV, there's a lot of Catholic aliens around you right now. There's a lot of Northeastern stuff in there too. It's everywhere, but just want to throw that in there. So what's next, Mrs. Edwards?
Well, while we're still talking about NASA, let's just throw this in real quick. The top scientist at NASA, James Green, he's the agency's chief scientist. He co-authored this new article, and it was published in the journal Nature. And it's about a plan that they need to have. They decided they needed a plan for when they discover alien life. So
we'll call it Plan 9.
They wanted a scale. This is actually very smart. They wanted a scale of how to judge the life that they have found. I guess, this is an amoeba all the way up to they've built a Death Star, we need to run and hide. That kind of thing.
So they got a scale.
Yes. They've made this new paper where they've sort of created this framework and they want other scientists to, put their in peer review.
The scale?
Yes, I do have it. It's Very strange. It's like it's in levels. It's not like numbered 1, 2, 3. It's in levels, and every level is where they rule something out. So they find something they think is life. So once
scientific method.
Right, and once they rule out that, like for instance, the first level, it's not a signal known to result from some already known biological activity. They rule that out. Then they go to the next level.
Right, gotcha.
And so they proceed through 7 levels. And if everything goes past those
That's
7 levels...
7 levels is very interesting.
Then, you can definitely say... So if somebody finds something on another planet, they can say, well, we're only at, level 4 with this.
Right,
Then
gotcha.
you kind of know.
Yeah.
So I think that's good. It's a good standard. It's not the first time something like this has been proposed. There was a paper, I think, way back in 2011. We may have even talked about it on Haunted South, where somebody kind of proposed a system in the event that we ever discover something. But back then they weren't really.
7 levels is odd.
It is.
7 levels reminds me of something. I don't know.
Does it?
It's just weird. It's just weird, right?
Right.
I don't know. That's so it starts with amoeba?
Not amoeba specifically. It just starts with a detection of something that they think is life.
Run and joke with us.
Right.
They're going to find life, and it's going to be a damn amoeba. Like, we're fine with a Martian platypus.
Right.
In fact, the Martian platypus would be bloody scary.
It would be.
Can you imagine?
Platypus are weird.
Oh, can you imagine like a Plutonian goose? Can you imagine like a goose that could live in like minus 1,000? Like
no, goose are awful. Ugh.
Warm me up. I hate goose.
So let's move on.
Let's.
How about a Bigfoot story?
How about it?
So
we need
this
one now.
Is
getting a little hairy in here.
This is a sighting that happened, and this is from
That's me drinking my drink.
Facebook post from Washington by a woman named Jennifer Powell O'Neill, and she was driving near Mount St. Helens.
Oh, I like
and
you said that.
As she was driving, she saw some.
Been active again lately or something?
No, but it's a Bigfoot story in Mount St. Helens.
Okay, all
Come
right.
on, there's a connection there.
Well, yeah, the connections are all dead.
Well, still.
Was it wearing bandages and missing half a freaking arm?
No, but there has been sightings.
They didn't fare too well on the Mount St. Helens thing.
Lots
That's
of
the whole story. All the eyewitnesses are just completely like bewildered. They're all sitting there. They're just like, it was the most horrible thing I ever seen in my life. I was helping get the bodies. Damn the Bigfoot bodies. They were just all mangled and they were just big 10-foot tall bodies and just one right after another. Yeah, they didn't fare well at all.
No.
It's just undoubtedly fire and volcanoes and fur.
That's not even the first sighting. I mean, the first sighting, Bigfoot, there's that story from 1924 with the gold prospectors that came out of the mountains and claimed that, they had a makeshift shelter built up there, and they claimed that they saw like big, hairy, ape-like creatures that threw boulders at them.
Yeah, and in other news, same prospectors, a month later, were all of a sudden billionaires from all the gold they prospected all on their own. Nobody ever came up there again to help them. I mean, the first day in California Gold Rush, I would have you run to town and go, oh my God! There's a big gay Bigfoot down there looking for miners.
I think what happened was they saw them and they accidentally killed one. And then later that night they were sleeping, and supposedly the Bigfoot creatures came for retaliation and threw boulders at their cabin and through the roof and stuff. And that was their story. It was a very famous story. Anyway, it ran in all the papers.
Don't trust the prospector.
Ran in all the papers.
It's cool.
Anyway,
Yeah.
So she was driving and she noticed on the side of the road some really strange impressions going up the embankment. So she stopped her car and she got out, and there are pictures on her Facebook of these huge footprints that she measured. They were 12 and a half inches long, and she's sort of got some pictures of her standing next to them. They're very big, and they're going up an embankment that is very difficult to climb. Like, even she couldn't even get to the top
Good thing a guy didn't find them.
to see if
He'd have been like, they were 20 inches long.
they went on, but there weren't any other footprints or any other activity that looked like somebody had maybe gone and done it.
Right.
So it's just very strange, like Bigfoot track sighting at Mount St. Helens, where, you've already had all these obvious connections to Bigfoot.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I mean, we know that they were there at one time.
right.
They just, again, lost some of their numbers. Kind of bothers me that all the other animals that were able to get away. It's how I know they're kind of more related to man.
Right.
Because those dumb big bastards were still there.
They were like, oh, what's happening? Let's watch.
Yeah, they're like, hey, Frank, come over and try this rock. It vibrates.
People are so funny. Oh, I think there's going to be a tsunami. Let's stand here and watch it come in.
Hey, Bill, feel how warm this pool is. You didn't, No. Only done that once.
So anyway.
What's that weird smell? Such a foul odor. Yeah.
All right. Last story. This is about a Canadian aerospace company
Eh?
who have created a hypersonic space plane, and they've chosen a rather interesting name for it. It's called the Sex Bomb. So Space Engine Systems announced that it wants to launch the Sex Bomb in Manitoba. It is a spacecraft engine prototype. They want to test the company's spacecraft engine prototype. So, of course, people were all wondering, what on earth is with the name? Why? It's not an acronym. It's not like NASA where they make it. No, they just wanted to call it Sex Bomb.
I can't even work with that.
The president and the CTO of the company
It's too easy.
told them that the kinetic energy at Mach 5 is very high. So if it hits anything, it will act like a bomb. And it's very sexy.
Oh,
So it's
I
a
thought
sex
it was gonna
bomb.
make him like. I thought you were getting ready to say the kinetic energy at this speed. If anything happened, you're gonna maybe have a problem. Am I going to urinate on myself, sir?
Oh, no.
Not exactly, Johnson. I'm not going to, I'm going to have a problem, like something that might happen at the Vatican,
I guess
not exactly. You're gonna split. Oh, okay. Really? Can I take a test drive?
well, eventually you'll be able to. Right now, they're just testing the engine system. They're hoping to launch crewed missions by 2025.
They're crewed missions, all right.
And
with crew.
with crew,
Not
yes.
crude missions. Big difference.
And they're saying that the tickets will cost a third of what it costs at other like space tourism businesses, and that they're hoping that this hypersonic technology will open the doors to new innovations, such as delivering things very quickly, like human life-saving organs, things like that. So it's a good thing that they're doing, but I don't think that the president thought through the name very well.
Hi.
Seems like something
How
Elon
you
Musk
doing?
would do.
My name is Jimmy Trudeau, and I am the president of Canada's own Aviation. We here at Aviation, well, we like to apologize. We don't know why, but we just want to say sorry about that. And we hope you come enjoy our sex bomb, because we have a lot of marijuana legally and sex bombs here at Aviation and free healthcare. We'll see you soon. Gotta love Canada.
Gotta. Super interesting place. Okay, so that is all my news.
All right. Well, thank you very much. You dropped the bomb on me.
I did, right at the end.
You dropped a bomb on me. Yeah, that's like the 180 song I don't really care for.
No, I don't even know that song.
Are you kidding me?
I really don't know that song.
That totally heterosexual tag team that I love from the 80s that you like to mercilessly make fun of me on.
You mean this one?
Damn it, Stacey.
I had to get it in somewhere.
Listen, I have another podcast, The Blind Tag Wrestling News. Now.
There you go.
And that other podcast, well, I'd like to talk about my favorite tag team growing up in the 80s, the fabulous ones, Stan and Steve. And they're totally straight. Not that there's anything wrong with anything else. And all their fans were mostly heterosexual, I would imagine. even though I know better because I've heard the stories about how they used to make so much money selling pictures. The promotion did. So yeah. Anyway, they had a video. Right. One of those videos that you like to make fun of me about was to the song.
Oh, I see.
You dropped the bomb on me, baby.
I bet they dropped a sex bomb, didn't they?
They dropped a sex bomb on me. All right. So as always, guys, listen, youtube.com. Thank you so much for liking, for subscribing, for leaving comments, telling your friends, telling your neighbors. You can go to Patreon. Be a patron. Be a sideshow off.
If you're a patron, you get to see the full video of this episode. Because if you're watching on YouTube, you're not getting the whole thing.
You get the full Mountie, baby.
That's right. That's right. And if you're a member,
say Monty because we're talking Canadians.
If you're a Patreon member, you also get back catalogs.
Yes.
Of Haunted South Paranormal Podcast and
we like to call
the Third Side Paranormal
the back
Podcast.
catalog. But it goes back over a decade with our various changes of names. Yeah. So over a decade of John and Stacey, you can't go wrong if you're, being a patron, patronizing us because we love to be patronized.
Yes.
And we also love you. From my lovely wife, Stacey. My name's John. So long from the sideshow.
Good night.